Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now I've just finished painting that one, which turned out quite nicely. So watch me paint it here and talk my usual random nonsense. Without further ado, let's do some painting. Hello, welcome to my latest video. Hope you're keeping well and all that jazz on this fine, whatever day it is, Sunday, something like that. Now I'm going to be painting on this old painting that I did about a year ago. Size wise, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Get my yardstick. Oh yeah, 20 by 16 inches. I should have known that just by looking at it. Anyway, yeah, it's got old painting on that's all scuffed and horrible. So yeah, I thought I'd go over it. Out with the old, in with the new. I thought I'd do something ship related. Yeah, and just see what happens. I'm going to turn it into a nice rough sea with a ship on it and what have you. So I'll show you what's on my palette. Now this is all stuff from yesterday really on here. Excuse me, I've got some Indian yellow and I've got a bit of green there as well, which mixed with ultramarine blue. Got ultramarine blue on its own there, and I've got some raw umber mixed with ultramarine blue, which is that mess there. Got a bit of a sky colour. Oh, what I do need is a bit of titanium white I'm missing. Bear with me, plonk some on. I need quite a bit. I'm doing waves and a bit of sky. So I'll mix some more of this sky colour just with my titanium white and a bit of blue. And we'll use some of that. Just give my palette knife a quick wipe. I've also got primary yellow on its own and primary red. So I'm just going to mix these two together, make a bit of orange. I'll mix the whole lot. Lovely rich colour. And what I'll do now, I'll destroy that orange colour, just add a bit of blue, a bit more, some of that dark as well, plonk that in. Hopefully make a nice stormy colour for the sky. I'll just leave a bit of that orangey red just there. So there we go. Because of course if you add blue to orange, it cancels itself out and becomes black eventually, because it's the opposite sides of the colour wheel. But you know, make a nice stormy colour. I used to get my paint directly out of the tube and apply it onto the canvas. But now I like to mix things up a bit. It just gives you a bit more control with the colours and what have you. I keep saying what have you today. I've got more raw umber there. I'll just mix that in with a bit more blue to make a nice grey colour or grey brown, which might be handy for ships, hulls and rigging and so on. And of course titanium white on its own. So we'll get the show on the road, and as usual I've got my tub of Zesty just there, just hanging off my easel, and we'll get going. Right then, I'm covered already, all part of the fun. I'll get my long handled brush, my flat long handled one. I'll give it dry because I washed it earlier. We'll start putting some sea on. Let's have a look. I'll grab some of this stormy sort of grey colour. Browny grey, orangey, yellow, red, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. I've invented a new colour. just whack it on for the sea. Yeah, hope you're all keeping well and all that business. I haven't done a video for about 5 days, something like that, because I went away for a bit. Well, we both did, me and my wife and the dogs. Went away for a couple of days, which was lovely. It was really nice. We only went to Anglesey, North Wales, which is about 40 minutes away from us. But we just wanted to get out of the house because we've got builders in at the minute. Not today though, it would have been Sunday. Right, I'll get where's my big brush, which is also wet, my decorating brush, because I washed that and forgot to dry it afterwards. It's quite important that I get it nice and dry so we don't end up with an oil slick, because of course oils doesn't mix with water unless the water mixable, which mine aren't. Mine are full fat oils. I can't talk proper today. Well, no change there. Right, let's get some of this sky colour. I'll get some Zest-It as well. Just plonk it up in the sky. Stormy, perhaps a bit like reddy orange as well. Can't beat a good stormy sky. I'll put some more sea on as well. It'll start to make sense gradually. It looks messy at the minute, but as I always say, start with a mess, end with something slightly more meaningful. Right, just give this brush a bit of a clean, and I'll put some light blue on, with some Zest-It of course, keep forgetting. Quite a pleasant colour. It's kind of mixed in with the stormy colour I made. It's quite nice, that. Not bad. Bit more storminess. Right, looking normal. So my next job, do a bit of wiping away. Now, this probably goes against all of the rules when it comes to painting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to dip paper towel and some Zest-It. It's not necessarily the right way of doing things, it's just a way I've discovered. So it might be wrong, we'll just see what happens. It's just all about experimenting and playing. There we go, more Zest-It on the paper towel. Fresh towel. More Zest-It. Might be seasoned artists everywhere just cringing when we're doing this, but it's just the way I like doing it. Makes it stormy and dramatic. It creates some interesting shapes in that sky. Some clean paper towel without Zest-It on. It's quite an interesting sky, I think, anyway. Right, let's carry on. I'm going to get some my long handle brush, give that a clean. In a stormy mood. Yeah, we had a really nice time when we were away. We got to the wrong place. We were staying at a holiday cottage called the White Mermaid, and you know we travelled there not far and we're excited, and my wife put in the navigation thing on her phone, and I looked at it, it just says mermaid, where's the white bit? Has the name changed all of a sudden? And she went, yeah, don't worry, it's the same one. And went to the cottage we thought it was. And the owner said, yeah, we'll just leave, because you're self-checking, leave the key underneath the garden hose thing. And we got there and there wasn't a garden hose thing. There were obviously other people in the holiday cottage. To top it off, the dog had a crap in the garden, so I had to sort that out. And, oh God, sorry. I said, you sure it's this one? And she said, yeah, it's got to be. And so I looked at the phone thing, looked at the address she'd been given. It was a totally different postcode. So that's the trouble, you know, most places by the sea have got mermaid written in, or lighthouse, or ship. So yeah, but we eventually found the place. I've just dipped some more kitchen towel in Zest it, just a bit more wiping away that white on the horizon. So yeah, but we got there, and I'm glad we found it, because the place we got to was a lot nicer than the original place. It was far quieter. The other place was quite busy. Right, getting there. Now let's get some more. Put some zest on my long handle brush. I'll get some bit of bluey grey. I can't talk because my depression and anxiety is through the roof at the minute, which affects speech. I'm absolutely fine, you know, as long as I'm painting, I'm fine. Stormy sea. I was going to take painting stuff when we went away, but I taught myself out of it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't need to. I just sat in the garden, we just chilled, had a drink of funny water, you know, it was nice. Yes, had a telly opposite the bed, and we didn't need the telly either, because we put the telly on and we were that tired we fell asleep in 20 seconds. I'll never forget a time, whenever I go into a holiday cottage, it always reminds me of a time went to Northumberland in the late 80s, I guess, perhaps very early 90s, and it was a row of cottages, these holiday cottages, so they're all identical, each cottage, and inside they're all identical because they're owned by the same people. Brush a quick wipe. And we'd only just got there, and this is a story I've told in, a couple of years ago or whatever, one of my other videos, but it's well worth me telling it again as it's funny. Dad was emptying the car. Mum was, doing whatever she were doing, and that all that was happening. I at some point, once we'd emptied all the cars and all that business and secreted all of our holiday shit everywhere, in the house. At some point, I went into the kitchen. I think my mum or my dad or whatever asked me, or I did it, I might have done it independently. I went out to the bin with a carrier bag full of stuff and went out the kitchen into the yard, which is a shared passageway thingy, put the bag in the bin, shut the lid, and it was an old one, a clang, a metal bin. Turned around, went back through the gate, through the garden, back into the kitchen that I'd come out of, and sat down in front of the telly in the lounge. Now, in the holiday cottage we were staying in, there was, everything 80s. There was a wooden, some porcelain pack horses pulling a cart with some wooden barrels on, that kind of thing. And that there was a carriage clock, with the gold things going round, and that there was porcelain ducks on the wall for some reason. These silly decorations you had in the 80s. So there was like 4 porcelain ducks going up the wall, flying, and it was like that. So basically, shit. It was tat, and. I sat down in the lounge, in front of the telly with the porcelain ducks and the carriage clock going and this porcelain horse towing a horse and cart thingy. So yeah, job done. Now my dad was in there. He was reading a newspaper, had his legs crossed, with the Financial Times or whatever, an enormous paper. Reading that, and something was on telly. I don't know, bloody Timmy Mallet or something on telly, and I was sat there, and we've got well, at the time we had a black collie. This dog was border collie, all black, and. The kitchen behind me. I was sat on the sofa. My dad was on the armchair, and this golden retriever walked in from another room. Just walked in and just sat itself down in front of the 4-bar heater and the porcelain ducks and the horse and cart and all that. And I said to my dad, we haven't got a golden retriever. And my dad, the corner of his paper came down, and it wasn't him. It was a totally different bloke. So I flipping leapt up. It was like Fred Flintstone, jumping on and like that, and just legged it out the bloody out of the lounge, and through the kitchen, out the garden, into the actual house I was staying in. Went through the kitchen, back in the lounge, and my dad was sat there. He said, "What's the matter?" So I explained. I said I'd gone into the wrong lounge, and my mum said, "I wondered where you'd gone." But it was embarrassing. And we'd all just got there. We had to spend, best part of 2 weeks next door to these poor people who had. Who had bloody gone into the house. I don't know who was more scared, them or me. But anyway, yeah, funny. But yeah, you know, they kept giving me funny looks, and they were going, "That's it over there. Yeah, he's the one." Ugh, embarrassing. Right, a bit more zesty. Do some more wiping away. Just take some of the thickness of the paint off. Right, let's carry on. Let's think. I might get some more of that blue colour for the sky. Just lighten up this area a little bit. Nice and fast, not worried about any detail or anything like that. And I might also just give my decorating brush a quick wipe. Oh, that was funny, that was. Oh. Never forget. Just going to get, what am I after? A bit of this reddy orange. Just there. Quite a nice colour that. Not bad at all. We're getting there. How long have we been going? Oh, 20 minutes-ish. So I'll carry on. Hopefully I'll be able to do this in one sitting. We'll see. So a bit more white in the distance. It's not looking too bad. And start doing a ship. Now to do my ship, I might just move out this canvas a bit to the very edge of my easel, because then it means I can use a palette knife without all this stuff getting in the way, you know. That's the plan. Let's have a think. Just get a bit of this grey that I did. Put the ship about there, have it leaning. Again, not worrying about detail. Get my other palette knife. Now to do the hull, I use my little triangular one. Well, it's about 1 inch, I'd say. I'm using the longer one for the rigging and what have you. Get some of these browns and the greys on the go. Put some masts in. Now I've got very shaky hands, I have to use 2 hands for this. There we go. 1 mast. And another one. There we go. It's a bit shaky, and there's a few lumps and bumps on the mast, but that doesn't matter. It kind of adds to the effect. I'll get my smaller palette knife again. Just put a few cross beams on, some spars or whatever you call them. There we go. longer palette knife again. Just put some little bits of rope on. With my shaky hands. I don't think shaky hands matter much if you're painting in my style, because I'm not doing, you know, photorealistic painting or anything like that. Looking alright so far. Early days. Just get a bit more darker stuff, some of the browns again. Just, I'm going to have the sails folded, I think. We'll see. Oh, I might extend them. We'll have a look. Right, I'll leave that for the time being, and we'll plod on. I'm just going to get some titanium white. Just have a bit of a wave on the go. Storms is what I'm after. Not too bad. Working nice and fast seems to add to the effect. Right, next, I will extend those sails a bit. I'm just going to get a bit of this white and just mix some of that darker colour just there with it, because I don't want the sails all white. Because you imagine if they've been at sea, in particular, been for a while, they'd be quite faded. So I don't want brilliant white sails if I can help it. Again with two hands because we're shaking us. There we go. Might get my even smaller palette knife. That's my triangular one. Got a very small one. Just put a little sail on the top. Just there like that. There we go, we're getting there, almost. Going to scratch some textures and things in the hull of the ship. Some more lines for the rigging. But it's getting there nicely. I think we're very nearly done. Not going to go on much longer than that. Right. I'll just get a bit of this orangey red as well. just put it over there. Just give it a little bit of colour. And there's various other bits and pieces as well amongst the hull of the ship. Could be people, bits of rigging and tackle and God knows what else. So yeah, we're just about nearly there. I'm going to get a slightly darker tone of the sail colour. Just pull it there because by accident I've got the light coming from this way. Purely by accident, I didn't plan it, just happened. So slightly darker tone of that grey. Looking quite good, not bad. Right, let's wipe away some of this again with some Zest-Its, if that works. And then get some of this dark colour, sort of brown I suppose. How we're looking, 30 minutes been going. Quite a long one today for by my standards, you know. And a bit of titanium white just as breakers for the ship, you know. So yeah, we are just about done. Quite pleased. Hoping the palette cam's still on. Palette cam has a tendency to cut out during long videos, but we'll see. Bit more breakers where the ship is. Going very gently so it doesn't get too muddy. A few more waves and so on just here. So there we go. We are done. What I'll also do now, just the last finishing touch, I'm going to put a ship in the distance, but just a suggestion of a ship, just a smudge. I don't want to take the eye off the main event here. So, shall I get my little brush if I can find the damn thing. Yeah, I've got a little tiny flat brush. Just to put on a bit of white. Suggestion of sails. Ship in the distance, just there. And once I've done that, having wiped my brush, just going to blot it. Nice and gently. There we go. One ship. So happy with that, very pleased, very quick-ish. I've gone over a bit, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So I might also, one last finishing touch, just get a bit of dark and just also add that to the ship in the distance. So yeah, there we go. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and all the rest of it. And thank you if you already have. And don't forget to click the bell thing if you want to get notificated. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook and jonkidd.co.uk. Yeah, just put Jon Kidd artist into any well-known search engine and I'll show up. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.